Hey, so I just wanted to take a few minutes here and talk through the effect system that I've just recently put in place here. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, so I thought I'd just demo it here and show you what it can do and some of the capabilities that it offers. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to select a group here and apply a simple tilt effect to it. So all this is doing is it's just tilting the fixtures over time and then bouncing back once it's done. This is something pretty simple. Any lighting console should be able to do this. Um, we have controls down here that allow us to adjust the different attributes of this particular effect. So this one has the ability to adjust scale and make it so that it doesn't use the full range of tilt on the lighting fixtures. It also can adjust rate, so faster, slower, however you want to do it. And you can adjust offset. And what this does is it makes it so the effect starts at the first fixture and then gets progressively more delayed as it goes along, which can create some pretty sweet looking effects. Um, One cool thing that we've done with the effect system in this is that we've made it so that effects are they can be applied in a chain. So like we've got this tilt effect on here right now, and I can go ahead and add a just this left-right effect on here too. And what this effect does is it's basically the same thing as the up-down effect, only across the pan axis. And you see we're just kind of getting this kind of diamondish pattern going on here. And you can keep applying effects on and on down the chain, and it just processes the first effect and then applies the next one, next one, next one to it. And you'll be able to shift these around, remove them however you want. So I'm just going to kill these effects real quick here and show you some of the more advanced stuff that this can do. So I'll select these 6 fixtures here and apply a fan to them. And what this does is it takes the fixtures and it just fans them out around a center point. And by default, that center point is just the middle point of the fixtures that you chose. So it's sitting right here in between the 3rd and 4th fixture. We can adjust that by grabbing the center attribute here. And so I've just shifted it down to the 1st fixture or the last fixture. We can also make this so that it's a vertical fan, and so it's only doing it across the vertical axis, or we can do across both. The way that we're accomplishing all of the effects in this, and this is really what I'm the most excited about with the effects system, is that this is all done through scripting. So all of these effects are basically just plug-in scripts that anybody can write and anybody can create really complex effects with relative ease. It requires you to just learn the ins and outs of the scripting language, but really it's fairly simple. And obviously not everybody is going to want to do that, so there will be different ways of going about it for people who aren't interested in the scripting side of it. But it really does add a lot of fine control for what you're able to do. And I'll just kind of show you one example of that real quick here. Let me select the whole lighting rig here, and what I'm going to show you is an effect that in other lighting consoles would be rather difficult to reproduce, if not impossible, through the tools that they provide. And that is to make all of the lights in your lighting rig or in whatever group that you have selected flash randomly without any preset pattern or any logic behind it. It's just going to randomly choose fixtures and flash them. So I've got the whole rig selected. Turn on random flash here. I'm going to turn the rate down just because that goes a little crazy by default. And you see it's just picking random fixtures in the rig and turning them on and off quickly. So let me show you how this is being accomplished. So this right here is the script that is making this happen. There are 2 subroutines in this. The first one is the initialize subroutine. This is called when the effect is first added, and what this does is it creates the interface for the effect. So it creates what you see down in this panel right here. And all I'm doing is I'm adding a fader with the name of rate and a default value of 0.5. The faders are a decimal value between 0 and 1, basically just giving you a percentage, and then in the process effect code here, you interpret that to do whatever you want it to do. So as we look at the process effect subroutine here, what this does is this gets called every time an individual fixture is refreshed in the effect. This happens quite a few times a second. I don't recall off the top of my head how many times I've got it going. And so what this particular effect is doing is it's taking the rate information that you set in the user interface, which is pulled in from this function call right here, and it's just applying some math to basically scale it down a little bit, because it was the speed that it was going at to begin with was a lot crazier than I was wanting. And then this here is the code that is making the lights turn on and off. It's just randomly choosing a number between 0 and 1, a decimal value, and if that value is higher than the rate that was set, then it turns the light on. If not, it turns the light off. And you see the on value is 255 here. On the DMX, for DMX, they're byte values, which means it's a number between 0 and 255 for that. And the reason I've got negative 255 here is because if your light is sitting at 100%, I wanted it to turn off. And all of the effects that we're doing here are basically additive onto the information that's already on there, and I can show you that real quick. So like if I set the colors to be red here, or adjust the pan tilt data, it's all just being added upon with that. Same with the intensity values. So you see through 15 or less lines of code here, I was able to do this really complicated effect in most consoles, and there's really unlimited uses for what you can do with this. I keep coming up with new fun things that I could do that I just wouldn't be able to do in other consoles, and it's just fun. So I look forward to seeing what people create with that, and just getting to play with that with actual lighting rigs. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's basically all I've got to show you right here. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please let me know, post comments, and thanks for watching.